Hey, morning. I'm Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. There's a breaking story out there that we have been looking at. So, is it true that 3 of the top 5 1% clubs have come together at the table to talk about peace or to sit down for peace? That would be breaking news. That would be like one of the baddest ass stories going on this year. But we say not so fast yet on that reporting. And we'll let you know why we say that over here at Black Dragon Biker TV. Also over at Insane Throttle, they said the same thing. So we'll let you know about that. That was reported by Sose last night, I believe, yesterday evening or something. And over there at Demons Row TV. So we don't quite concur with that yet, and we'll let you know why after this brief introduction. So here it is. Are 3 of the top 5 1% clubs calling for peace? Well, maybe or maybe not so fast. We'll let you know in a second. Back in a minute and 7 seconds.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Started the day they hit this year, Reverend Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for leather vest from the Mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the Mighty Black Sabbath. MC, where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes from prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Black Biker with a cowboy hat that knows kung fu and says kicks can. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Well, alrighty then. Hey, it's your boy Black Dragon. Welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. Biker news from a biker's point of view. Biker news you can use. And I'd like to introduce my co-host today, who's back today, who forgot his microphone yesterday. We're not going to go there with him on that. Only motorcycle club and news protocol channel in the entire world with our own doctor.
What's going on? Keep it logical. I felt bad.
You didn't feel bad. You were like, I'm not going to be on your show.
Yeah.
You're not going to be on our
look. And when I called you, where was I at?
You claimed to be on the highway. I didn't hear.
I think we were like 75 miles away from you. No. When I called you, I was right outside Shreveport.
You were outside of Shreveport.
Yeah. And I realized, I said, "Oh man, I gotta call Black Dragon."
But you went I thought you had gone. You'd left for the weekend, and then you were back.
No, I went out to meet.
Oh, that's right.
And then ride her back in, and then she left Monday, so we escorted her out of Texas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We got riders over here at God's Warriors.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What are you doing, man? What's up, everybody? I missed y'all yesterday. I missed y'all yesterday.
He didn't take his microphone.
My Bluetooth device was being charged.
And I asked him, I said, just pull over and do the show. I can't pull over. We can't stop. We got to ride
stop.
1,000 miles.
How you got listen, y'all? How you got to ask a biker to stop in the middle of a ride to do a show?
I did.
Now watch this. Now watch this, y'all. Now watch this, y'all. I don't care what Black Dragon says, and I appreciate him to the highest.
I don't feel appreciated right now.
I appreciate him to the highest, but I'm still a guest.
You ain't no guest.
That's how you stay humble.
You ain't no guest.
And because of Black Dragon, can I announce this on your show, Black Dragon? On this show?
Go ahead.
Because of Black Dragon now, not because this was always a plan for me, because it wasn't. That we are Brand Logic is about to release our 3 brands, and we're starting our Keep It Logical podcast. That is coming up. Now it's gonna be mostly spiritual. I'm not talking about motorcycling or anything. But what I'm talking about is gonna be interesting. I can give y'all a peek. Can I give you a peek? Here's a peek of the first show. It's gonna be what happened to the money.
Ooh. That's not about motorcycle clubs, because it damn sure could be.
Well, it's about motorcycling, not necessarily clubs.
What happened to the money? Sounds like a good
benefit rides. Benefit rides. What happened to the money?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I took my time. I talked to Black Dragon. I talked to other people. I'm talking to other preachers that ride, and we're talking about. I'm getting all that. I said, you know what? That'd be a good show.
Look, everybody's saying congratulations to you, man.
Thank you. I haven't even looked at the comments. Thank you very much. But thanks to Black Dragon,
no.
Give credit. You give credit. I'm seriously. You give credit where credit is due. I still call Pastor E my mentor. I don't care how long I've been riding. I still call him my mentor.
Listen, man. Listen. So you will make me break down and cry. And you can't do that. And I'll tell you why. Because you have been there for me since the very beginning. You've been praying for me. You called me up when I didn't even know you and said, hey, man, you don't know me, but I see you're going through a bad spell. And you don't know me. I don't want to talk about your club business. I just want to pray for you. And okay, I could use some prayer.
Just doing what I do.
So there's no way that it wasn't symbiotic. Our relationship has been quite symbiotic. Hand washing hand, person helping person. Hey, man, you're going to get canceled with that topic. Uh-oh.
You're not, hey, bro. I know I am. That's why I wrote it. But it's true. It's going to be true. And I'm going to give my opinion from a spiritual, church or outreach-minded point of view.
Well, listen, we got our own preacher. I'm so proud of you, man. I am proud of you, and all the best. And I'm going to be there to support you 100%. Hey, man, we got this story coming up right now, and I'm going to tell you why we didn't break this story. Here we go. Action. First of all, let's hear it.
So I got some breaking news. I got a phone call from the big bros out west. 3 of the big 5 outlaw clubs are ready to fully truce it up. 2 didn't show up to the sit down. It's looking like we're heading in a positive direction. Here's a statement on behalf of the clubs by their lawyer, William Mullenix. A large consortium of 1% motorcycle clubs have long been communicating with each other to maintain cordial relationships and to stop problems before they start. Sometimes they're successful, sometimes they're not. Club leaders have no way to anticipate or predict when an encounter will escalate into an altercation or will end with a handshake. Most clubs, including outlaw clubs, are all about biking and brotherhood, not rivalry and violence. So we've talked on Demon's Road for years about the possibilities.
So if you guys want to hear the rest of that, make sure to get over there to Demon's Road to hear the rest of that. But there were some specific things in this that I found troubling. And let me just say that we covered this. We were all approached. All of the stations were approached by the same attorney. And was it yesterday or the day before? We were all approached by the same attorney. called us all. Called me in the morning. I think I was still in the bed. And this is the attorney that he mentioned. I find it interesting because his story is a little bit off from the story that attorney told me. And the attorney told Hollywood. It's a little bit off, but you know how you can whisper something in one person's ear, and when you get down the line, at the end of the line, it's completely different or slightly different than what you whisper to the first person. But it was interesting. He said in this, 3 of the top 5 clubs want to sit down for a piece, and then he said, "Here's the lawyer of the club." So that was interesting. Let me see if we can play that again.
Here's a statement on behalf of the club.
Here's a statement on behalf of the club, or did he say on behalf of the clubs? I thought that was interesting.
Here, the Big 5 outlaw clubs are ready to fully truce it up. 2 didn't show up to the sit down. It's looking like we're heading in a positive direction. Here's a statement on behalf of the clubs by the.
Here's a statement on behalf of the club, but the words say clubs. Anyway, if we look at this statement, and we got this statement, the problem with the statement was the reason that we didn't run with the story is that there's no verification with this story. There's no receipts, and in the biker club world, we have to do receipts, especially if you're going to run a news channel, which he often claims and has always claimed that he doesn't run a news channel, which I find interesting because he's on every breaking story out there. But if you're going to run a news channel, you got to have verifiable receipts. You got to say somewhere in there, this source can't be verified. And for me and for Hollywood over in St. Throttle, this was an attorney. I mean, it was very easy to verify that he was an attorney, but this is an attorney that called up and said, I represent, what he said to me is, I represent 6 clubs, 6 of the top clubs, and and we have a statement that we would like to get out. And so that's a little different. To me, I heard 6 clubs, not 5. And this story about 3 of them came to the table or whatever, and 2 didn't. It would seem that maybe 3 came and 3 didn't. But that's not anything that I heard at all. Was never even talked about. But you know, for myself, and it was very funny because when I talked to Hollywood about it, he called me that same morning and said, "Did you get the same phone call I got?" I said, "Probably so." We often talk about stories that are out there that are going on. And my thing was like this: I don't know who you are. Anyone can call me up and say, I am such and such. I represent these clubs. But the problem that we have as trusted news sources is if we put out a story like that, if we put out a story like that, and then one club goes and kills another tomorrow, then we look like goofs. And that's a term I learned from the term I learned from Harley Gwendon.
Yeah.
I never heard that before, and it's supposed to be a very bad word. And we look like goofs, and for us, goofs is not so bad, but it does make you look goofy. So and then what we heard that was very interesting was the clubs that are not involved. So there are some clubs that are involved and there's some clubs that are not involved. And so what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell your story. I'm not ever going to get on and tell your story. I learned that from a guy in my club, a guy who I can't stand. Is a raggedy piece of garbage. But you can learn shit from a raggedy piece of garbage. And one thing he used to always say is, I'm not going to tell your story because it's my reputation on the line for your story. So if I'm going to say this, I'm going to say something like unconfirmed sources, or we haven't. CNN doesn't. You and I talked about it earlier this morning. We don't have a way to independently verify this story. Other than that, it's a guy who called and sent a message over a text message, and so my thing was very simple. If this exists, I can understand your 1%ers ain't coming on. That ain't happening. We get it every now and then. We get it every now and then. But for the most part, I know your 1%ers ain't coming on, especially your nationals and stuff. We know that ain't happening. But you put me on a phone with those guys, and I don't have to say the name of the club, but you put me on the phone with those guys. I've been on the phone with most of them before. Put me on the phone with those guys and let them say, hey, Black Dragon, we verify this. This is cool. Put this out. Because then I have something I can stand on. So if your people show up tomorrow and do the same shit you said they weren't going to do, we're at the table for peace. And then tomorrow we got you down at the Arco gas station, cutting a fool. I can say, hey, well, I got it from verified sources that we trust.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Or like when the Outlaws in Canada, was it a couple years ago? Something came out that was so egregious that they just put out a statement, which they rarely do, and they sent it to us. They sent it to me directly. Here is this statement, and they sent it to all of us. They even sent it to the big news sources. They sent it directly. This is coming from us. This is something that has teeth in it, something we can bite. But I've seen it with this guy, a lot of inaccurate reporting. But I think that this one was interesting to me because, first of all, it's not verified. It's a man who called, and I don't doubt he's an attorney, and I'm not saying that who he represents isn't who he represents or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of reasons that they have to not want to reveal who they are and things like that. We got it. But still, before we run with a story, it's got to be verified. And Hollywood put out a short this morning, I think, explaining why he wasn't running with the show, with the story just yet. When the story gets verified, then you're going to have it'll be verified, and we'll say, hey, we've got the receipts. We might not be able to show you the receipts, but you know damn well from watching me for all this time, for these 10 years, if I tell you I got the receipts, I got them. And that's what we're waiting on for a story like this. It's just too sensational. And we want to be the first to the story. And I swear, I wish I could make videos like that guy. That guy makes
Sose.
Yeah, he makes that guy. Yeah,
I'm gonna say something.
Videos in the world.
Let me say, I have to be honest here, y'all. I follow when Sose came out. I followed Sose. I loved Sose stuff. I became what he called it, my ghost network, my ghost, whatever ghost. We're ghosting. There it is. I did. Well, I followed you too. I followed a lot of different people, and but I agree that sometimes if you're really gonna get the information out, just like when I tell people if I say something incorrectly and I go back and find something that I said wrong, I'm gonna come back and say, hey man, I was wrong. Hey, I stand for righteousness. But you have to be careful, especially pastors. You have to be careful what information you put out, because like you have right now, and your numbers might be different from mine. There's 104 people watching right now, according to what I just see on my screen, and people follow you, Black Dragon. And when you put something out, and all your hundreds of thousands of followers, but when you put something out and they follow you and they trust that you've done your due diligence, and it's wrong, then you're messing up your brand, and then you have people going in the wrong direction. As a preacher, we leading people off the cliff, if I say something incorrectly. So we got to be careful what we put out. And sometimes we can get, and I'm not talking about souls, but sometimes we can get too anxious to want, oh man, that's great, and put it out. But we still have to be careful. I call myself an apologist for the word of God. So I come against a lot. I talk about a lot of preachers when they put the wrong stuff out there and leading people wrong. So the same with the news, biker news, international news, whatever type of news. You have to make sure you put things out there correctly, or you just have I saw somebody say propaganda. That's all you have. You have nothing but propaganda. You have nothing but clickbait. You have nothing but that. So I give you an applause for wanting to verify your sources before you actually run with the story, even if we were not first.
Oh shit, we have someone just popped on, and you guys all know him. What's up, James?
There he is. That's
Hey,
right
what's
there.
up, Rocky? Congrats, man. Congrats. I was listening to you in the car back from an appointment and stuff, and BD sent me the link. Hey, get on here, man. Well, but you're completely correct on why Insane Throttle did not cover this. I actually gave the attorney the opportunity to come on the biker angle to discuss this because, hey, you're the attorney. You told me you're the go-between. Let's get you on the show. Let you talk about it. Insane Throttle ain't gonna play the cloak and dagger stuff. We're, we get calls all day long on our studio phones, messages, both hey, scoops on stories. So, like Black Dragon said, we're gonna be verifying everything that comes near us because me and BD, unlike all these new jacks out there that try to do biker news, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular, I'm talking about there's been all these startup channels with AI, all that kind of stuff that don't show themselves. They don't show any proof. They just go off the biker niche. There's people out there that talk about the biker club stuff like they've been in it and they've never been in it. So I know Insane Throttle has set standards for ourselves in making sure that you get the news of what's really going on out there. And when the attorney had to ask and was then I was told they don't want to do it right now, that draws a lot of red flags for us.
Yeah.
And like I told the attorney in an email last night, hey, you know what? We have a lot of followers worldwide. We're not going to put out something and 2 weeks later there's a shootout. You can come on, you can talk on behalf of your clients. That's why you're an attorney, and let us know what's going on. Our platforms are there for clubs as much as they need us, but we're not going to tell your story for you. Yeah. If that was the case, people, me and BD's appeared in Fox, Houston Chronicle, and there's a reason for that because they know that we know the scene. We've been there, done that, and we have verifiable sources that they'd only wish they had. So I'm not going to go and screw up the trust that you put in us over something like that. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah, agreed. So that's why we didn't run with the story. We want to be the first to the table. We want to be the first out. We want to be breaking the news, but some of this stuff, we can't be like just complete news whores because we're still connected to the set. We're still out there. Right. We're still traveling. We still go see folks, and people will call all the time. People will say, I appreciate the fact that you'll tell both sides of the story. And we wouldn't have said anything. We would have held this story until it was verified. And we were working with the attorney to get it verified. I don't doubt that he works for who he says he works for and that sort of thing. I don't doubt that. but Khrushchev said trust but verify, and we'll trust but verify, and that's the most important thing. So we would have been quiet and waited till the story developed further. Only he offered it to a bunch of folks, and one channel jumped on it, and so now it's out there, and so now we're forced to respond, and not so fast. Let us get it verified, and then we'll let you know. They're still trying to work things out, but this would be absolutely breaking. It would be absolutely wonderful. Yeah. It would be absolutely great, especially if they could get to the table and just make it like the Black Set did this a year and 8 or 9 months ago, and they had one hiccup. There's going to be hiccups in all truces and peace settlements and all of that. There's going to be hiccups. They had one hiccup, and it was pretty costly. It cost 2 lives here in Atlanta, Georgia, and several people, or at least a couple people, are in jail. Probably may never see daylight again. But they quickly got back to the table and got that squelched. And something that was crazy, I was just at a party, and we should remember that we said that a couple days ago, and Lavish said, "Oh, that's no big deal. We already knew that." I was just at a party that had some of those clubs. Oh, they were at the same party, so they have absolutely squashed it, and they're working on it. But you know what we had when we ran that story? We had the national presidents and national vice presidents of those top 1% clubs that actually came onto the channel and told us and made those promises. And we're not expecting everybody to do that. We're certainly not expecting, we're not even asking that. And we know that the top 5 clubs don't really often do anything like that. But that doesn't stop somebody from picking up a phone and calling us directly and saying, yeah, we stand behind that. And then we say unverified sources or verified trusted sources told us blah, blah, blah. And that's how the story goes. So
and what a lot of people don't know, I mean, me coming on the scene behind Black Dragon in Hollywood of such, behind the scene, I'll be like, hey man, can we really say that, man? Or should we wait to say this? A lot of stuff goes on when you want to put out verifiable information. You got to do your like Foxy said, your due diligence behind the scenes, and not just say, hey man, we want to be first, but let's see how this pans out. And then say, so let's see how this pans out first. Okay, now let's go with it. But then put your twist. Hollywood's gonna put his twist on it. Black Dragon's gonna put his twist on it. I might comment, because when we talked about the Black Set having the truth, we said, man, can this happen on the other side? We actually said that. And
well, you did. And Lavish, you're so correct.
That's logic.
Logic.
My bad.
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time, Hollywood. He does it all the time.
But I think our channels have the strengths that most others don't consider. Like when it comes to the Black Set, yeah, I might cover something, but I'm not speaking on it because I have no idea whatsoever what goes on in that set, how it's arranged, the hierarchies, any of that.
Right.
So I believe that Black Dragon and me have some standards of where we want to be down the middle. And yeah, I'll be the first one to admit that, hey, man, I've been club heavy when I started, always out there defending. But as this niche has evolved, you got to get serious about where you're going with it. If you want it to be a real deal, like I was telling Dragon yesterday, I was like, man, all these news organizations are jumping in on biker news because they're following what Australia and Canada does. It's like a soap opera to them, but they're getting into this niche because it is so popular. It is something that everybody wants. But to set ourselves aside from them, we got to be down the middle, tell both sides of the story, allow anybody that wants to come on the show to talk, but you're also going to be challenged. And one of the things that really raised flags with me was when he was talking to me and I said, come on the show, automatically, well, what kind of questions are you going to ask? If everybody knows me, I'm going to challenge you. I want to know. And I'm going to ask questions that our audience is going to want to know because they watch us all. So I think when you're doing this niche, you have to be one in the know. Two, you have to guard your information, your sources. I don't care if a judge told me and BD, hey, we got to give our sources up. Well, I guess I'm going to jail then because I ain't. And that's why we get people that trust us so much. So if you were watching a channel and it's just like throwing it up, you got this AI channels out there, you got to have somebody behind it.
There's a lot of what they're called faceless channels. There's a lot of them. All the prison genre guys are jumping into biker news. It's kind of crazy. They're coming from everywhere.
Yeah, and that's one thing that always confused me is like, okay, you're going from prison and now you're into the biker stuff. You don't have a motorcycle. Who the hell are you? Who do you think you know? Besides, everybody says, yeah, I got connections. Yeah, we know what's going on. You got members that are freaking emailing you or contacting you, telling you stuff, but we don't accept that. You have to be in a position of power to be able to get your voice out on our channels. We're not taking some guy who just patched in his word. No, we got to hear from the people actually in charge because it does ruin our reputation if it comes out bad. And I'm not gonna do that anyway. I'm not playing cloak and dagger. I'm not gonna chase your stories for you. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try to verify you, but if you tell me you can't come on my show and you're an attorney, okay, well, until I hear otherwise is the way I think.
Hey, let me, Black Dragon. I want to, because I like responding to a lot of the comments. Can you go up one and respond to this brother right here?
I see y'all are still talking about 1%er shit. Y'all don't know about that crazy work. Well, Hollywood happened to be a 1%er, so he might know about the crazy work. You can't say that shit when they call me up and say, hey, can you talk about this? Then that goes out the window. And so,
well, you know what? It's guys like that are the real ignorant ones who think they're somebody's who's never been around it, or if they were on a low level. We got international and national presidents talking to us. So, you can shove it up your rear end. You can say what you want. You can be one of them keyboard warriors. We've been here for a long time. NCOM, who is a conglomerate of clubs, 1%er clubs, gave us, I got the reward sitting right behind me on my desk right now. Yeah, they trust us enough. And something like what you just said, you mean nothing to me. Your comments mean nothing. Black Dragon's the nice guy, but I'm kind of not the nice guy here. So when I see a comment like that, not only are you ignorant, I can tell you're a nobody.
And to give another thing, another perspective on that, on the comment. If when people come on, these other 1%ers, I respect all of y'all. When people come on and you don't listen to the whole content, the context of the conversation, it's easy to get upset because we're talking about news and how to report news, the correct news. And these two gentlemen right here are saying, okay, we're not going to put nothing out about 1%ers unless we get to talk to the 1%ers.
That's why it's trolling. That's why we look at that as trolling. Somebody came on and decided to troll. Calvin said something interesting. He said when he said Big Five on the West Coast, that kind of lost me. On the West Coast, there's only the Big Three. So there's another thing is to be accurate in your reporting. And sometimes you have to take time to think about something before you put it out to have it be accurate, because the devil's in the details. The devil's in the small shit. And when you start stumbling on the small shit, it makes the big shit kind of unbelievable. So, hey,
Well, you know what? Let's look at it straight out. What the news industry has become. You know, most of them on the right and left are the fakest of the fakest. They're only pushing their side, their perspective of the news that's going on. And one of the things ever since Twin Peaks, and we've been around since Twin Peaks and before, and we've seen how bad the profiling's got. We've seen how the scene has changed since then. We want to be able to bring you no nonsense. And I've been getting a lot, hey man, why you bashing on clubs? Well, I'm going down the middle, and when there's people's businesses at risk, yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth on that, because I'm not gonna let it happen to me if I had a business. So yeah, there's good and bad that happens, but at least we're down the middle and we afford the opportunity of those that want to get their story out to get their story out without any BS attached, where you can actually trust it. Black Dragon, his thing is, news that you can trust, which, it's a big thing. And now in this time period when you have to say to yourself, most people do not get their news anymore from mainstream media. They come to people like us.
Absolutely. And that's across the board.
For whatever their niches are. Yeah,
right.
They'll run over to Mike Ball for his take on the political geo situation. They'll run to Hollywood for that too. They run around and pick a guy who likes prepper knives. Will go to the prepper knife throw. You're not going to cover prepper knives better than that guy. That's all he does. Day, night. That CNN might have some dude that covers everything, but they're not going to cover the prepper knives like that guy. And so people they silo off and they go to where they believe they can trust the people that are talking, because at this point nobody trusts mainstream media any longer, and they've done that to themselves.
Physique, if I'd still be rolling, I'll be honest with you, man. I was never a good, and I've said it a million times, I was never a good club member. The way I came in a lot of this stuff, it was about money for me. And, I started off in the gang stuff, moved up, and, it's just not the structure I was used to. A lot of the drama that you see now wouldn't have been accepted back then. Hell, Black Dragon, Tia gives him a lesson all the time about how it is in Chicago. But no, I would never ride for a club again. No. There's no money in it, and it's like a second job and so-called brotherhood. I'll be honest, man. I've said it before. I never ever do business with a guy, even if we were in the same club, because they're not used to, when it comes down, the consequences. That's why you see people like Pike, Portillo, all them sitting for life, when their own national sergeant at arms, which you would think would be the hardest core one, turned state evidence. There's a difference running around there in a pack, acting all tough and, getting all the glory that comes with it, until the FBI or DEA comes knocking on your door and you're facing 25 to life.
Yeah, that did happen to him. And also, that did happen to Pike. And also, that happened to the Ugly Man Cossacks National. His national sergeant at arms turned on him and went to state's evidence.
Pressure bust pipes, man.
And I know it's not supposed, I know it's supposed to not be about that kind of stuff, but if you've been around the diamond stuff, especially in the 90s and stuff, I'm not going to lie to you. It was about money. The brotherhood, yeah, it was there, but it wasn't cookies and ice cream. It's not just toy runs, if you will. And if anybody else tells you different, they're lying.
I remember Hollywood. When you said that, it made me laugh. I remember I knew a guy on the set here, He was in a 99, and then he went to another club. And then when the Mongols supposed I had made it up to this area, he joined the Mongols. Me and him still Facebook friends. And he's like, Logic, man, I'll introduce you to my brothers up here. I said, I would love to come to your clubhouse. And then he says, now, you know we're not, you know how we are, right? We're not just. I said, I understand. He said, okay, it's not all about toy runs. I said, I understand, but and I respect that too. But a lot of us get the wrong perception. Either way, they all bad, and then you find a nice one. Or they're all nice, and then you see something else happen. You have to understand the culture and put yourself in the right position to either avoid it, run alongside of it, or if you want to be a part of it. So.
Well, Biker News was correct with his. He was correct with what he just said. In the 90s, man, if you had a good, some white powder in your pocket and stuff, bam, were they your friends back then? But do I hope that everybody starts getting along? Yeah, I really do hope that it happens. Do I think it is? No, I don't think it's going to happen. I think you can have truce, and when the money gets involved, then it is what it is. And you can say I'm pushing out law enforcement talk and all that. I ain't, because I've been there. I saw it. I know what it's about. And the cheerleaders, I think, as Black Dragons say, are the worst. The supporters.
The rah-rah people.
The rah-rah people. You guys are actually the ones that cause the damn problems. I'm not going to put it squarely on your shoulders, but half the time, you're the ones getting the clubs caught up.
Yeah.
It happened in an Indiana bar. Now you got outlaws freaking under indictment because of one idiot supporter in his mouth.
Yeah, screaming what he screamed.
Now you got a hate crime throw. A federal hate crime ain't no joke.
Did they do that? I hadn't heard.
Yeah, they're going to give him a federal hate crime.
Wow.
And that one incident right there for the clubs you supposedly support.
He was a supporter, right?
Yeah, he was a supporter.
Yeah.
Now you're giving that club a predicate for RICO. And me and Black Dragon talked about it on Sunday on Biker Angle. This government ain't messing with you anymore.
That's right. No. Not this administration. This is not the one to turn against the bikers. Yeah.
They already sent one of the Mongols from that Daytona incident to Alligator Alcatraz. They're not going to play.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
But that's what you're going to get from us is the total truth, man. We're not going to sit there and lie to you. I'm not in, what? If I was going to get rich at this, we hardly make any damn money. You guys think we make $1 million freaking dollars on this stuff. We don't. You're lucky to freaking pay an electric bill on what you make on this stuff. We put more out than we get in. So there's no reason.
You're not a millionaire? You mean Hollywood, you're not a millionaire?
No, there's no reason for us to chase clicks.
Well, he didn't say he wasn't a millionaire. He says he wasn't a millionaire from this shit.
No, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. No, you know where I'm going, Black Dragon. At Hollywood, I was told that I couldn't be that spiritual. I need to be getting money from Black Dragon because Black Dragon is a multimillionaire from this YouTube stuff. I said, really?
Well, you know what? You got your new podcast coming. And I'll be listening to it because I'm not going to lie, man. I've been through some changes, especially after I wrote that damn book.
Yes, you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it started opening my eyes to a lot of stuff outside that life that I had. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I've been getting a little spiritual lately, man, especially after the bike accident this weekend. And yeah, a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'll be listening to you because
lessons on you.
There's a lot of people I don't trust in that thing. I think there are a lot of hypocrites out there when it comes to Christianity and stuff.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the more the merrier when it comes. And me and Black Dragons always said that when I came up, man, we had to wait for the Easy Riders or Biker or Outlaw Biker Mag to come out to even know what was going on in other parts of the country.
Yeah.
And now we got this whole new niche that if we do it right, it's going to be respected not only by our listeners, but also the media itself.
Yeah. Uh,
He saw a mama. He saw a mama.
I'm not getting paid that much by the 81.
Yeah.
Enough coins than jingle. Oh my goodness, that was the biggest thing ever. Saw that video, Hollywood. Glad you and China Doll weren't hurt. Tell us about your wreck, man. I did not realize you were in a wreck this weekend. You didn't say anything to me about it.
Yeah, I got hit pretty hard from behind.
Oh man.
Destroyed the bike and stuff. And hey, you know what? I got up and got that bike home though. But then I passed out on the freaking because the adrenaline stopped and passed out.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Was your wife injured? You weren't injured bad, or the bike got messed up, but y'all didn't? What a blessing!
She wasn't on the bike.
Okay.
I got hit, and you know what? I always say, if I wasn't on that bike, that 98 Electric Glide, the Evo, if it was any other bike, it probably killed me. But it took the impact because that's when Harley made bikes. And it was funny that day on Insanity Podcast that Friday, I was talking about wearing helmets and how they can save you. If I didn't have that helmet on, I'd be freaking, my head would be road mash right now.
See? Yeah. But we got to be cool though, Hollywood. We got to be cool, not wear a helmet.
You know what? I thought like that until about a year ago. And just, I don't know if it's with age, you get smarter, you get wiser. But that's what I thought a year ago. But now, I'm a big, huge fan of 3/4. I love 3/4 helmets. And I had that on. And now I'm looking at the helmet. I was like, God, my freaking head could have been like that.
Yeah.
What the hell was I thinking about all those years?
Yeah.
Because you're right, early 90s, man, and we were rough people back then, dude. We didn't wear that stuff, but tonight on Rocking with Hollywood, I'm going to be talking about, hey, would you let your kid ride a motorcycle? And
right. See, and it's different. My son is grown. He's grown. And he said, Dad, let me ride your bike. And I'm like, I said, first thing that went through my mind is what we say, don't tell a biker, man, I don't want you to wreck. I don't want you to wreck. I said, I don't like people saying that to me, but that's the first thing that went through my mind when he said, Dad, let me ride your bike down the road. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second, dude. But yeah.
Well, listen, guys, we've been at this almost an hour. Hollywood, any last comments before we get out of here?
Yeah, basically, when you're watching these channels, look at their credibility, look at the material that they're putting out. Is it just for clicks? Do they have sources to back up their claims? And if they haven't, because biker news is a real finicky freaking subject, man. You're hated by everybody.
Yes.
Except the ones at the damn top. They love you. But the regular membership, they don't like you because you're putting out stories that make them look bad. And that's not our intentions. If you go into my community tab over on the YouTube channel, you'll see all the good stories happening. It's just that you guys, you have a hunger for the blood and guts stuff. So that's where we go.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, if it bleeds, it leads. So watch out what you're doing when you're watching these channels. And especially like BD said, the ones that are in this prison freaking niche trying to talk about biker stuff. What do you know? It is straight up. What do you know other than talking about crap about other people? I got one coming up on George Christie on Wednesday. This man is unbelievable. He did 35 years as a president of the Hells Angels, the biggest club in the world. He sat there and went by himself. And I remember because I was around that time. He went by himself into a party of outlaws to talk to Taco Bowman.
Yes, he did.
Gangster of the gangsters in the biker world. He did that. And I see some of these prison guys saying, well, he's a rat, or, you know, he called the cops. You know what, you stupid idiots? You know damn well if somebody's getting shot up, the cops are going to be there. The ambulances are going to be called. So don't sit there like a tough guy. You're going to do the same thing that they did. Even with the deal with Sonny when he called the 911 on his... These are guys that did federal RICO time. Real federal RICO time. And you're gonna sit here and talk about a man like George Christie who got involved in the Nordic biker wars. You probably don't even know what the Nordic biker wars are because you're on the keyboards and you're rah-rahing. And here's a guy who helped settle that. The Nordic biker wars, they had RPGs out on that crap over there in that war. They were not playing around. And he was able to help make the peace on that. He also, with Taco Bowman, was able to calm down the stuff in Chicago. It was bad in Chicago in the 90s. You know, you had the Hell's Henchmen trying to freaking patch over to the Angels. And one thing people don't understand about Chicago is you don't put another clubhouse inside of Chicago city limits. You know, yeah, you got Angels in the outskirts of Chicago, but they're not inside Chicago. They're like 30 miles away. So you have to listen to people like a George Christie. I listen to him religiously, man, because I get to learn so much from him instead of listening to people that have no experience, don't know what the hell they're talking about. Their so-called sources are from people emailing them. That's my final word, dude.
And put an exclamation point behind that.
Lavish is on.
oh, Johnny come lately.
I heard him pop on about 3 minutes ago, but it dropped him down. I had to scroll down to see him. He just said, I'm on. Sorry about that, Lavish. We have so many people on. Your thing popped down on the bottom. I'm sorry, brother. And I was like, it sounded like somebody popped in. What's up with you, man? What's up with you? What's up with you?
And it was super cute. All right, now we're talking about marriage.
I can't hear you. I'm on here, but I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you just fine. Yeah.
Oh, you can tell I'm on a DD show.
We were working fine. Anyway, Hollywood, I appreciate having you on today, man. Thank you. And
all right, buddy, I'll catch you later, man.
And
take care, Hollywood.
As soon as we get verification on the story, we will run with it. As soon as we get the story verified, if it's runnable. Hey, are you there, man? Lavish.
No gang signs, man. Don't gang signs.
I was speaking. Did you remember when that guy was next to Barack Obama and he was in South Africa and he was faking like he was a sign guy. Some lady did that not long ago to another president or somebody important. This woman was up there faking. It was funny as hell, man. We lost our boy Lavish.
Oh, we lost Lavish. Come on, Lavish.
I think he's back now.
I'm right here, man. I'm on my main line, and people want to keep calling me. Wasn't nobody calling me 10 minutes ago, man. As soon as I chime in, everybody wants to call my freaking phone and knock me off.
What's up with you, Lavish, man? We got to get out of here. We've been here an hour.
Oh, man, I know it, man. I still wanted to pop in and show my face. I mean, I caught just to tell in. I heard y'all talk about you're not sure if you want your kids to ride a bike or not, man. I definitely wanted to hear about. I definitely wanted to hear about that. I wanted to, hear the conversation on that.
Well, Hollywood had brought that up, and I said, "Yeah," because my son, and like I said, my son way grown. He's like 29 years old, and he wants to get a bike and everything. And I was like,
29. Oh my God, that's late to be
Oh
riding.
yeah. Oh,
Starting.
okay. No, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. My kids. My 13 will be turning 14 in September, and then I got a 15-year-old, and both of them kids, I done had them on gas 2-wheel vehicles, man, since they was able to hold up a bike.
mm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I want them to know how to ride a motorcycle. Actually, I want them to learn how to ride and drive every motor vehicle that I drive, because I never know when they need to get in there or might need to. But I want my kids to know how to ride a motorcycle.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
they own mini bikes. Like I say, they own mini bikes, dirt bikes, golf carts. I'm about to get them a scooter. I mean, the only fear that I do have when it comes down to my kids is not my kids themselves. It's the motorists out here.
Right,
That's more of my fear, not my kids. It's more of these cars speeding around a corner, not yielding, blowing stop signs. And I'm just speaking about in the neighborhood. I'm not even talking about on the
right,
main
right,
street.
right,
You got
right,
guys
right, right.
going 50 down a residential street, whereas when I was growing up riding mopeds and mini bikes, everybody was driving slow. You just wanted to be seen and look cool and everything. Not everybody want to go a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were riding slow through the hood in our cars. No, we wanted the people to hear the music. Yeah,
Did you have the gangster lean?
of course I did.
My lean was hard, bro. I still
Of
tend to
course I
lean.
did. Of course I did.
Still to this day, I tend to be leaning. I'm like, yeah, you
Man,
don't have to do that anymore. These folks probably don't even know what the gangster
I'm
lean
riding.
is.
I was riding through the hood at 2 miles an hour.
Somebody said in the
Basing.
song, just like her booty's just like a caddy shaking at every bump. You remember how you used to take the caddy over the bump and the whole back end would kind of shimmy as you went over the.
I was riding. But back then when I started riding, I was riding my stepfather's deuce and a quarter.
Deuce and a quarter. Let
Had the bird. Had the bird. 225. Had that bird on the front.
Yes, sir.
100 spoke rims. Come on now. 8-track.
The
Come
true
on now.
wires. That's what those called. True.
Yeah, true. It took you half a day to shine all those spokes around.
Yeah, you were shining on those spokes.
Up and down. They were like, you forgot something. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. You can't ride the car until they all clean. All right. Oh, don't forget they have white walls too. Shoot.
Yeah, gangster white walls. Boy, come on, baby. Oh. Yeah, I haven't seen True in so long.
Let y'all laugh at me because my whole ministry laughed at me. Motorcycle ministry laughed at me. We were talking about dropping bikes and everything. I got all the way home from Friday. Got all the way home, and I normally go out to the Cigar Lounge, but I got all the way home, and I said I ain't gonna pull up in the garage. Let me just pull on the side of the driveway. So I was gonna pull on the side of the driveway, and at the last minute, I changed my mind. Was gonna turn out and back in. Well, my driveway got a little lip from the driveway to the street, and my front tire hit that lip, and it yanked the tire. Glad I was on my clutch because I'd have been across the street. It yanked my tire to the left, and of course, I got this big old roll glide, and down she went on top of me. Now I'm calling into the house to tell people to come out to help me get this bike off me. Ain't nobody home. So I'm glad I live in the neighborhood. People walk down the street. Hey, you need help? Nah, I'm just gonna lay here, let this bike lay on me. Come help me get this daggone thing off of me.
Hey, listen, before I forget, Chris Leach has asked that you pray for his wife
to
have a speedy recovery.
I replied. I said, if you can hit me, I'm definitely gonna pray. If you can want to hit me up in my inbox, you can. If you want to pray for anything.
Oh man, well, prayers out, man. Let's get them prayer warriors out there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. We have run out of things to talk about this morning, I believe. Delta 88, leaning hard. I remember the Delta 88s, bro.
I hated those cars.
Why?
it just didn't look cool, man. And actually, probably more so because all of my grandfather's friends had those cars.
And electric 225s and all those. Yeah.
And them deuce and the quarters, bro. When I used to
Yeah.
drive mine to school, you know how big they were, right? So I had me and my partner.
They don't seem so
And
big
me,
now, but
and me.
they were
Well,
big
back
then.
then they were. But I go to school and they say, yo, D, can I get a ride down the hill? And our word was, man, I'm full, man. I'm full. Ain't nothing but me and my homeboy. It could put about like 8 more people in that car. I'm like, nah, man, I'm full, bro. I'm packed, bro. I can't take you down the hill. And then they
We
pull out
just
the parking lot.
can't seem to get 3 people in here.
See,
I used to
man,
put
that was
people. I
at a
used to put.
time, man, where it used to be fun to pile a gang of people in a car, man, and we wasn't so caught up on how everything looked. We was just happy to be in a car.
No, if you no see back in New York, if you deep, you out there to get something done. We didn't run deep
Oh,
like that all the time.
no, man, when we was back
If
back
you
in
came around the corner
You hit the
in the
corner
hood
deep.
and you deep, bruh, everybody
You're gonna shoot
watching
the
you
whole
as you
car
go down.
up.
You deep? Yeah, something going down, bro. Something going down. Something going down.
Hey, our Rough Rider Double OG said he'll see you Friday, Lavish.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
I
he'll
got
see me
look.
Friday.
So all you rough riders, let me give you something. This I kid you not. I thought about this while I was riding because I was thinking about Lavish Biker Bash. It would be good if you rough riders. I kid you not. I thought about this. Y'all all come together at one time. Stop at the block. Have somebody go in front of you and play the Rough Riders anthem, and then y'all ride down the block in front of
Logic.
Lavish.
That's corny. They're not fixing to do that.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
no,
I think like that sometimes. I say, yeah, man, them Rough Riders should come in and they should dan because I was listening to DMX at that time. But come around.
That's how Rough Riders go. Is that it? Is that the one?
Yeah.
no,
Rough
Yeah.
man,
Riders
because I
anthem.
I need them to get like they were back in the day, man. And I hell when you played the song and when everybody used to jump up and when the song came on, all the Rough Riders would storm wherever they at and they doing their thing, dancing, singing the song. I ain't seen that in a while, man. I'm hoping that they
Yeah.
got that energy, man. Cause in
Man,
Cincinnati, they
their
didn't have
knees
that
are.
energy up, man. When I was in Cincinnati with Double OG. They was trying, but them guys was like, man, I'm ready to just get the hell out of here. I need them to come with I need them to come with a different type of energy. I need them to come with
they're,
that
they're
early
old now.
2000s energy,
Yeah, they're
man.
old now. That was 25 years ago, bro.
I'm
That
still living in the good times because that was the good times, man. Them guys, when they came on, it was like, oh man, it did back in Detroit. I can't speak for other cities. Back in Detroit, back in Detroit, when the Rough Riders used to come to the city, man, you had Bruiser, the guy Bruiser down here, man. He used to bring like DMX and the Rough Riders around. So he was actually in the streets
That's
and
what's up.
moving around, man. So everybody would be like, oh man, the Rough Riders gonna be over here, and everybody's going over there, man. And then it didn't matter where you was at. All the Rough Rider members, when it was a show, they was in the show. They was behind this backstage. They was there. So everybody wanted to be kind of like, all right, hey man, I want to come roll with y'all. They didn't want to say it with their chest. They was too smooth and cool. Like, well, you know what? Well, I want to roll over to the concert with y'all. Yeah, I want to roll with y'all Rough Riders so I can blend in and get in.
Oh my goodness, they were the biggest, baddest club around. We had them in the movie Biker Boys. They were everywhere, man. Anyway, we got to get
Yeah.
out of here. Got to go. Hey, we're gonna let you get out of here first, Lavish.
All right, man. Well, shoot, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be fun and I mean y'all be cool, man. Be safe out there, man. Enjoy, have fun, man. Lavish Biker Bash is coming up this weekend. I can't wait to see everybody that's there, man. Black Dragon, I hope you make it up here as planned. It's gonna be a good time. And I'm hoping that he do make it so he can give y'all a play-by-play report, man. Just to let y'all know about how this event was and stuff like that. So
Well,
that's
you
all
don't
I got
stop.
to say, man.
You just don't stop. you you are the ultimate promoter. I swear to
Oh, you
God.
got it. Hey, if you don't promote it, ain't nobody else gonna promote it for you. So you
Did you know
you
whether or
gotta
not
promote it.
DMX actually rode a motorcycle? I don't know if I ever saw him on one.
I'm not sure if he was or not, but I know he's seen him on dirt bikes and four wheelers.
Okay. All right. Take care, young man. See you later. See you later tomorrow. Take care. Okay, preacher, it's time for you, sir. And
Hold on, not
action.
yet, not yet, not
Whoa,
yet.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Not yet, not yet. Well, no, I'll okay. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm ready.
Okay. 'Cause I don't want no trouble. I got to cue it back up now.
Okay, I messed it up. It up.
Here we go.
Remember this one kid I met?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Logic over here at Keep It Logical. Listen, I know a lot of you are out there going to get on the road. You're going to be riding on 2s, 3s. You might be even in your car riding on 4s. But remember these words, what I'm saying to you right now. Ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith and keep it logical. Peace.
And it's your boy Black Dragon. Hey, man, we appreciate you. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to run with the biker news you can trust, and we're going to always put it down with verified sources and with the blessings of man above. We got a preacher on here who stays in our butts and won't let us do things screwed up. Like he was all over my butt about how I did this show today and kept me from being nasty. So I love you, preacher. Thank you.
Love you back, bro.
Black Dragon, that's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. And of course, I don't have the right button queued up. I was supposed to be gone already, but bye. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle. Oh, shit. Book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.